Okay, business owners and self-employed people, if you want to be successful, you have to know the answer to this question. And here's the question. What is your income? What is your income? And most self-employed people do not know the answer. They don't know how to answer this question. I asked a friend of mine yesterday. I said, how much money did you earn last year? He said, 100,000. I said, is that before your business expenses or after? He said, it's before my business expenses. I said, how much were your business expenses? He said, I don't know. Well, I paid this much for this and this much for that. And he didn't even know the answer because your income is not the gross revenue that you're bringing in to your business. That's called gross revenue. For him, $100,000 is gross revenue. If he has to pay for insurance and marketing materials and a whole list of things, telephone service, rent, if he has to, out of that $100,000, give away money to other people to be able to be in business, then his actual income is that gross revenue minus the business expenses, and that equals his net income. And here's why it matters, is because so many business people, especially if we're frank about it, unsuccessful business people, they don't know the answer to the question. But you need to know the answer to the question because you need to know if you're making enough money to pay your bills. And if you're starting out and you're not making enough money to pay your bills, that's helpful information. Because now, if you know you're not doing so well, now that can help you work harder, do something different, work smarter, scramble, hustle, do what you have to do to get that gross revenue up. I remember talking to a realtor friend years ago. He gave me a similar answer. I said, well, how much did you earn last year? He said 100,000. I said, is that before your business expenses or after? And he said, well, my accountant, he's really aggressive and he does a lot of stuff and he's able to put like personal expenses into my business. So really I made 100,000. No, you didn't. Your accountant, no accountant is going to jeopardize their licensing to put personal expenses of yours into your business. They are legitimate business expenses. The IRS allows you to deduct your cell phone use if you're a realtor or a percentage thereof of your cell phone use. They allow you to deduct auto expenses. Why? Because you are putting wear and tear on your vehicle. You are shortening its lifespan. You're getting yourself closer to repairs and having to buy a new vehicle by driving it all over town and putting clients in the car with you to go view houses. You're paying for gasoline. Those are legitimate business expenses. So don't fool yourself, folks. You've got to be realistic. And if you're deducting your cell phone use and your auto use, you need that net income level at the bottom to be a good number. The gross revenue is almost irrelevant. I mean, it is relevant, but it's almost irrelevant because you can't pat yourself on the back for $100,000 gross revenue when in fact you spent all these items and now you made 70,000 or 80,000. And and I'm not bashing people who make 70 or 80,000. You can be proud of that, but don't tell yourself you're making 100 when you're really making 75, 80. And where it really matters, again, is if you're new and you're making 15,000 a year, don't fool yourself. Don't tell yourself you're making 60,000. And there's two ways to influence the equation. Okay, get out there and bring in more gross revenue for your business, which means work harder, work smarter, do something differently, maybe hustle. You got to get that gross revenue up, but keep the business expenses low. That's the name of the game. I remember a man told me years ago, he said, business is real simple. He said, you got money coming in, you got money going out, and somewhere in the middle, you got to have something left on the table for you. So if you will look at the numbers and figure out what your real income is, that knowledge is going to help you be successful.